You call it selfish, I call it self-care. First of all, I don't plan on living that long because that's the point. This is going to be messy, but in a good way, like a chaotic good. As the whole entire planet knows, Rihanna is pregnant. Woo, woo, woo. Okay, great, wonderful. Now, you've seen the title of this video. You know what this is going to be about. First off, I just want to personally congratulate Robin. I'm wearing a Fenty Beauty lip gloss, thank you very much, to support the girl because she has been working her bottoms off for, well, basically her whole life. So anyways, I also want to insert a little clip, if I find it, of a video where an interviewer asks her where she sees herself in the future, if she ever wants a family, and she says,
"Have some kids of your own one day?"
One day. I got tons of work to do, honey.
I just want to state that now, as you know, unless you've been living under a rock, she is a billionaire. Her baby daddy is, I don't know if he's a billionaire, but he's rich, okay? They're good. If they decided to have 30 kids tomorrow, all of them and their kids and grandkids and grandkids would be fine, okay? Let's establish that, first of all. Riri has always expressed her want for a family, but, and even at her age, which I think is 33, she's considered like a late mom or like a late pregnancy. Wow. This video is going to be about why children are evil and you shouldn't have any of them. I'm joking. Am I? This is not an invitation to convince me otherwise because if my family can't do it, neither can you. Period. I am playing with my new mic that I got for Christmas. Sorry, you probably heard that. I don't know how the settings really work so far. I just hope you're hearing me crispy and warmly. Why I don't want children. Also, I have my notes, so I'm going to be looking at them a lot because this is a very emotional topic for me as a cis woman. I hate that topic. It makes my blood boil, so I'm just going to walk you through it. I never had that need. I never felt that maternal instinct. Even when I played with like dolls, I didn't want to cook. I didn't want them to be moms. I didn't want to get my little stroller. I didn't care about other babies. I never felt like being a mom was my destiny and my calling and was what I was supposed to do. Because I fully 100% agree. Let's set things like straight right away. That for some people, it is what they call like their calling and what they want to do in life and their ultimate goal. Those people that actually wanted children, however that might be, those are going to be great parents because they actually wanted the kid. Now remember that. That's an important piece of information, okay? Basically what I'm trying to say is that I'll never say never and always, and I'm not going to generalize, but I don't think it's something I'll ever dream of or want. But yeah, it's just like, it feels like someone else's dream. So why I don't want kids? There are a lot of reasons, okay? We're just going to go through the main ones. First off, women get called selfish for not wanting kids. That's the first adjective that is always thrown at me. That's so selfish. Why don't you want kids? Blah, 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 blah. Are you calling me selfish for prioritizing myself, my health, my mental health, my bank account? Because that's not selfish, that's just self-care, okay? What people don't understand is that consciously bringing an unwanted kid into the world is selfish. Because, hey, spoiler alert, people have kids to fix broken marriages. Not always. But sometimes kids are used as tokens to be the little band-aid on a relationship or on even your own person. I don't like being called selfish. I think your argument actually makes no sense if you've ever called someone selfish for not wanting kids. Actually, they know what they want. You're not going to convince them otherwise. And if someone comes up to you and says, hey, I really want kids, it's my lifelong dream, it's the journey that I want to go on, you're not going to be like, oh, you'll change your mind. You're selfish for wanting kids. So why are you doing that to people that don't want kids? Second, at least for me, that was one of the main reasons that got the fear really into me, is the process of giving birth, assuming that you're having kids biologically, which I hope we can all agree that you don't need to be biological siblings or to be biologically linked to be a family. No, That's another debate, but I don't think that blood is thicker than whatever the expression is. Just because someone's in your family doesn't mean that you have to like them or tolerate them if they abuse you or if you just don't like them. Why not just adopt? Anyway, that's another point. I'm getting getting carried away. Giving birth. The pain, the risks. Can we also all agree that you cannot drink, smoke for 9 months? Now, you're probably like, oh my god, she's a 22 unit student. That's why she's not going to change her mind. No. I mean, like, some pregnant women cannot even take their medication during pregnancy because it's going to hurt the baby. But the mom needs her medication. So how does that work out? At least the only pro that I can find for pregnancy is that you're not supposed to get your period for 9 months. Score. The postpartum, whether, again, the risks. I'm not saying that all pregnancies go bad. I'm just saying that our brains work in a way that they make it harder for us to really remember how an experience was awful or traumatic or painful or anything like that. You can go up to a mom that you know, not a stranger, that's just weird, and be like, hey, do you mind telling me about your birth experience with whatever kid you have? Chances are she's going to start with oh, that went horrible, that went terribly, but like, thankfully, everyone's healthy. Everyone is healthy now. What about when you thought you were going to die on the table giving birth to a little human thing? No, thank you. Breastfeeding, I still don't understand the debate around like, should you breastfeed, should you not, for how long? It's just, that's the thing. There are so many ways to fuck up a kid. I'm not taking any chances. I can barely take care of myself. Also, what a lot of people don't realize that kind of comes with the postpartum, it's that having a kid, especially low age, up to like maybe 5 or 6 years old, it's always going to be a commitment 24/7. I hope we can all agree on that. You're not just talking about a commitment, you're talking about genuinely, like, I don't have a bigger word than commitment for what I'm trying to think of, but you have to be there 24/7, no excuse, no breaks, and again, so many ways to fuck up a kid. Do you really want to go there? I also want to point something that I find very obvious, but obviously I'm biased because I don't want kids, but I feel like being a mom kind of takes away your individuality. Once you're a mom, you're not Ray, you're just like Connor's mom. Connor? Ew, no. You're just someone's mom. I don't know why I'm on like mommy TikTok lately. Maybe it's a sign. JK, I hope not. A lot of women are saying that even though they love their kids and they would die for them and they care and they wanted them, it's hard to really build your identity around a whole other human being, whether it's your first child or your second one or whatever. Because once you get that identity, once you get labeled as a mom, you're supposed to be a mom forever. That's like the general consensus. Of course, you have lots of different point of views, different perspectives, and different, life works in mysterious ways. From what I've seen, it's mostly being a mom is a gendered task. Whether, women are seen as like frail and fragile and caring and nurturing, and they're the ones that usually have to breastfeed. Caring and nurturing has been linked to like being a woman, whereas a woman, if she wants kids, then she should have kids, but it shouldn't be her only purpose and the definition of her womanhood. Being a woman does not equal with being able to create life. I think it's so wild to me because when I think about it, the pressure that I get to have kids, which if you did not understand, I'm not having any ever, the most pressure that I feel is also from other women. I get a lot of surprise looks just because I also don't believe in marriage, but that's another story. And most men that I've interacted with are like, okay, cool, like kind of confused, but not really caring, whatever, probably because they don't believe me. For women, you'll change your mind. Aren't you afraid of being alone? Will you not regret it? No, Joanne, I will not. I've been decided since I was 10. I'm now 22. Yeah, that's life. Worst case scenario, I do change my mind and I decide that I want kids. I am not having a biological kid. I am adopting because, well, first of all, foster care. I want to help the foster care and also actually give love to kids that may not necessarily have kids because that's the thing. That's the root of the issue. Sorry. That's the root of the issue. It's all about, why are you having kids, Susan? Why do you want kids? Is it to patch up your relationship? Is it because you want to consummate your love and have something physical out of it? Is it because you want to prove to yourself that you can be a mom, that you can take care of someone? Is it because you feel the pressure of society that, society's telling you, hey, Susan, this is a step in your life. If you don't take that step, watch out. You only have 5 years before you become sterile, and then pregnancy, you might die from pregnancy. But you should also be pregnant because otherwise you're worthless. What? Yeah, more like personally, out of other reasons why I don't want kids, I've just never had, like I said, I've never had that maternal fiber, that maternal instinct. It's just not something that I, like one time I was working back home with a lot of women that were older than me. They were mostly, I was maybe like 18 at the time. They were around 25 to like 35-ish. And most of them were engaged to a man or pregnant and stuff like that. So one of my favorite coworkers, she gives birth. All is well. The baby and her are healthy. The couple, like, it all works out, right? We meet up at the park and she's like, oh, I have to pee. Can you hold her? And oof, it was rough. She saw that I was just not comfortable at all holding the baby. And I didn't want to hurt the baby, right? It's like a dog. I'm never gonna carry a dog because if I'm hurting you, you can't tell me because you can't talk. You're 2 months. Well, actually, I don't know. She was small. The baby was small. All of that to say, I never had that reflex, that instinct. It always felt awkward. It always felt, I was always just like, she's cute, but also like, no, thank you. Kids are expensive. Okay. I'm only 22 years old, still studying for my master's at university. I'm working 2 part-time jobs. I'm like investing. I'm begging for scholarships all over the planet, and I'm not living a very extravagant lifestyle. Okay. Now I understand that obviously I'm not working a full-time job with like benefits and stuff like that as adults do, but what I'm doing right now is enough because I'm by myself, because I only have to take care of myself. Now, usually, it's not the nuclear family. It's like the main family, the dad and the mom, which I hope we agree it should not be the pattern that everyone follows, okay? You have 2 incomes, you have 2 adults that, can relay and help each other. Babes, I don't trust anyone. If we're both sleep deprived, obviously the kid's not going to do well. And that brings me back to Rihanna getting her bread first, making sure she has at least 3 to 4 empires to just make her and her family safe. Even though, again, her boyfriend, like her baby daddy is filthy rich. He's also a superstar celebrity. So like, I think they're good on that. But isn't it scary to think that even them, a disaster can happen and the next day they can lose everything. And then you still have a kid to take care of because, well, the kid didn't ask for anything and the kid is here. So just like I said, I want my money for me. You call it selfish. I call it self-care. A lot of people also ask me, oh my God, won't you be like old and alone? Will you not regret it once you're 60 and old and alone? First of all, I don't plan on living that long. Second of all, I hope I'm going to have friends that do have kids because I want to be the cool aunt. I want to be able to teach them how to smoke. Am I joking? You'll never know. Like, I don't know, what kind of person, that question probably irks me the most because it's like, what kind of person do you think I am? Okay, let's say I have kids at 30, okay? And let's say old is 60 years old. My kid is going to be 30 when I'm 60, right? I hope so. My kid is still, I hope for them, they're going to be living their lives. They're going to be doing their own things because that's the point of humans. We're individuals. We have to stop defining ourselves as the sibling of, the cousin of, the mom of, the nun of. No, I'm my own person and I do have some roles and responsibilities, but they don't define me. And also, on an even more personal level, I am not raising a mixed kid in this place. It's nervous laughing. I don't think it's funny at all, but it's just that the society that we live in, capitalism, climate change, is there even going to be a world left in like 20, 30 years? A lot of you have a lot of hope in the future. And I think that's where we separate the most, because I am not very optimistic. I just don't think it's fair to gamble with a human life. Let's say you even have all the best reasons, all the good reasons, right? I want a kid because I want to bring someone to life. I want to take care of them. I want to show them what life can be, how comfortable it can be, how fun, how loving and joy and like peaceful it can be. And then like everything is melting, and then it's the coldest winters we've ever seen, and then I don't know, the sun is getting closer, maybe, probably. That's like a big gamble. That might be a bit too much, don't you think? Also, personal fear of mine. Let's say you do have kids. When you die, you let them on their own. Let's say even best case scenario, they have a family, or I don't know, a good career, good friends. Let's say they're happy in their lives. You die, because we all die of like natural causes, whatever. They had time to say goodbye to you. Best case scenario, right? You're still inflicting pain that you would not have affected if you did not have kids. Now, I know this is far-fetched. That's why I laughed, because this is definitely like a me, myself, and I issue, for sure. You're letting them all by themselves, and that's the best case scenario, which is very, like, statistically not even that common. Finally, again, on a personal note, not having control scares the shit out of me. If your kid is a piece of shit, you have to love them unconditionally. I can't even do that to myself. That comes back to my point of friends are the family that you choose, right? If you don't like your family, you don't have to stick with them. If your only reasoning is, oh, but they're family. Oh, but they're family. That doesn't mean anything. At least I don't think so. Personal perspective. Once again, Rihanna is pregnant. She announced it during Black History Month. Congratulations to her. She actually wanted it. She has the money to be comfortable with it. So that's what really sparked the conversation, because everybody was like, congratulations, congratulations. And when I saw the pictures, first of all, she looked amazing. But second of all, I was genuinely happy for her. So I just want to make something extra clear, and that is that I don't hate kids. Some of them. At the end of the day, it's a personal choice. The only thing that I'm asking, I'm not trying to convince you to not have kids. I also want to make that very clear, because I'm not expecting you to convince me to want kids. Glad we're on the same page. Moral of the stories. There are no pros. Even the no period for 9 months, I realized you can do that other ways. So that's not even a pro. Okay, I'm going to make I hope people are going to understand what I mean. Just like coming out, if you're not straight, it's an option to have kids. It's not a necessity. There's no right or wrong. It's just about how do you feel about kids? How do you feel about coming out? Do you want to? Do you need to? Depends on you and only yourself. At least that's the way it should be. Of course, there are different cases that are a bit more complicated, and women actually in some states still cannot abort even after sexual assault. See, is this the world that you want to bring a kid in? Not for me. I'm going to link a TED Talk video that I saw I saw it when it came out, and I was like, this is my kind of people. And reading the comments, I remember, made me cry like a baby, because I was like, finally, I found my people that when I tell them I don't want kids, they don't judge me for being selfish or for like being a bad person. Like, I've been called names for saying that I don't want kids. And it's like, well, obviously my body, my choice, first of all. How does that affect you? I think next time someone tells you they don't want kids, and if you're a type of person to be like, oh my God, how could you? Ask yourself, please, why are you affected by someone else's decisions? Isn't it worse to consciously bring a kid that you don't want into the world than like adopt a kid that you want, that you are ready to love, that you have the resources to love? Wow, I got cheesy real fast. I'm so sorry. Let me know how that video made you feel. I never had that need, and I hope now it's clearer. And when people ask me why I don't want kids, I'm just going to send them this video, because I'm so friggin' tired of repeating everything and everything again. Thanks so much for watching. Thank you for giving me your time, for listening. I really appreciate it. Let me know how the sound is, if you liked it or not, or if it's weird. I think I like it. Before you go, remember to empty your email boxes because that pollution is not cute. Thank you so much. I hope to see you in my next one. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and me and my microphone are saying goodbye.